Hello, my name is Justyna Koziczak and I would like to welcome you to a Dream and the Girl exhibition in Czeladź in Poland. This is my first such a big solo show. It consists of 35 paintings, and these paintings they are from 2016 to 2021, starting from the time when I was studying restoration of ceramics and glass in Wrocław, where I'm originally from, to 2021, to the recent time. So at the beginning, my paintings were kind of illustrations of some stories, such as like Circus of Hell from the Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri, to I was portraying, for instance, some specific characters from theatre plays, like Lavinia from Titus Andronicus. And these paintings, they have some common motives, some subjects in common, which are usually suffering and pain. And I think I was very interested in these subjects at the beginning because I had some difficulties of my own, and that was my kind of way of dealing with that. So I was using painting as a kind of personal art therapy at the time, which I would recommend to everyone, really. But with passage of time, I was looking for new ways of expressing myself, of developing my new painting language, let's say. So my style started to change in the beginning of 2020, because I think I've changed a bit, but also because of the lockdown, when I was out of a job and I had just so much time to devote myself to painting. So in these most recent works, the works are much more expressive and dynamic than the previous ones, which are detailed and figurative. And they basically consist of two elements. The first one is dark yet colorful brush strokes. They are mostly in the surrounding area, and that is contrasted with light which emerges from the middle part of a painting. So in these paintings I kind of portray duality of life itself, which is perpetually twisted bitterness and sweetness, like life and death, happiness and sadness, or agony and ecstasy. So in these paintings, the process of making them is quite dynamic. I use very expressive brushstroke to hide in them quite like some strange creatures or Baroque patterns or floral ornaments. I find my inspirations mostly in nature. I love landscapes which I could describe as immense, like mountains, cliffs, or seascapes, especially during, let's say, some dramatic weather like storm, or even maybe combined with sunset or dawn. I also love some cloud formations, especially also combined with sunset. So I can't think of better inspiration than nature itself. But I also look upon great masters of painting, starting from medieval art, which is basically for me like the beginning of surrealism, because it's so full of grotesque and absurd. But I also love the works, for instance, from 19th century. I love works of William Turner. I live in London, so I could actually see them live for the first time, and the light, the way William Turner painted the light is the most beautiful I ever seen in I think history of painting. So I actually find this really inspiring, and sometimes I try to replicate it in my works as well. Apart from that, I love works of William Blake for his like spiritual, mystical meanings of his paintings. They're very mysterious. They are also like almost like opening book full of meanings. Apart from that, because I find myself surrealistic to the core, I love the icons, the classics of surrealism, like Salvador Dali, Frida Kahlo, or Max Ernst. And I love also Polish painters like Zdzisław Beksiński and Jerzy Duda-Gracz, Wilhelm Sasnal and Aleksandra Waliszewska, to name just a few. I paint my paintings mostly with oils on canvas. The most recent technique is it's called wet on wet or alla prima, which is basically painting while it's still wet. So you need to make the main structure. You have roughly 2 or 3 days to do your main structure of the painting, and afterwards you can still add some details or do some highlights and shadows, but the process itself, because you need to work so quickly, it's quite dynamic, is also expressive, but it's demanding at the beginning. So you need to be really careful where you put the colors, especially if you are working with dark colors. If you place some dark color on a place where you would like to keep bright at the end, you can't undo it. So it is demanding, but it's really satisfying, just because the technique itself is very intuitive, and you need to kind of follow the brush stroke, which I really like. I would like to welcome you to a Dream and a Care exhibition in Czeladź. It will be open until the 30th of July. And also I invite you to visit my website, surrealeveryday.com, where you can see other works of mine, some news, and some next exhibitions. Thank you so much.